All right, welcome everybody to another episode of Providence Lucha Talk. This is Luisito,
This is your boy Jay Aguila.
and we're here to talk about all things wrestling, especially today, AEW, NXT, and we got something special going on later on, and also resetting up. Probably, hopefully, maybe we could do predictions for the pay-per-view this Sunday. That should be interesting. NXT Takeover 31.
Oh shoot, that's
This Sunday.
damn.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's so quick.
Do you already have the roster listed?
Yeah, they have most of them set up already. Yeah.
No, but do you have it
Yeah,
already
I have
written?
it, yeah.
Okay.
I have
Cool.
it. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Last week it was Clash of Champion. Now we're doing Takeover 31. Next thing you know, it's Hell in the Cell, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm not in the game. All right, so before we ramble on about wrestling, of course you can follow the Providence Lucha Talk on our social media. We're on the Facebook, we're on the Twitter, we're on the YouTube, as well as the Instagram, Providence Lucha Talk, as well as if you want to listen to our audio content, just listen it through Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify. As Luisito mentioned, we will be focusing more on NXT and AEW. I think I'm going to just do the rundown of NXT real quick. And then from there, we could break it down before we jump into the show, which is AEW Dynamite. So, Chelsea Blackheart versus Dakota Kai. Chelsea Hart's defeat Dakota Kai in their match. Rig Holland attack Cameron Grimes. Not sure what's going on with that. Kushida versus Tony Nese. Kushida gets the W over Tony Nese. Adam Cole versus Austin Theory. Wow, Austin Cole defeat Austin Theory. I'm not too impressed with that one personally. Cannon Carter versus Zia Lee. Sorry. Carter comes out with the W over my girl Lee. Damn. And she's been working hard for those abs too.
Yeah, everybody's converting to the opposite, like switching sides. All the good guys turning bad and all the bad guys are turning good.
Crazy.
Yeah.
We had the face-to-face of Finn Balor versus Kyle O'Reilly with Shawn Michael being the moderator of this event. I thought that was pretty dope in this promo. And lastly, we had the mixed match, Champions versus Challenger, where the Garganos defeated both Damian Priest and Io Shirai to end NXT. So, Luisito, with all this going down, what you like, what you didn't like from NXT? Because you watch it, I don't.
Yeah, NXT, honestly, I know it's a go-home show for NXT TakeOver 31. That's happening this Sunday. Most of the matches was kind of like fillers, sort of. Mm-hmm. And also, they had a lot of matches setting up for new feuds for kind of what we're going to see after the TakeOver, which is good. I see what they're doing with Rich Holland. They brought him back after that weird match that he had with I think it was Gargano that he almost got like messed up when he did one of his moves. But we seen kind of new stars appearing. I think we saw Dexter Lumis back. So he's probably coming back from his injury. So that's another person we got. I think Kushida, they trying to make him into a star. I think he's good in NXT, but we'll see how he does against a Velveteen Dream. That should be a good match. The one that caught my attention was the Xia Li and I forgot their name. Kaden Carter and Xia Li. So they basically Xia Li was like one of their baby faces and kind of like the strong people for that division. And I don't know, because now she's just losing and stuff. They're trying to switch her back as now it's like a heel, somebody bad. I don't know what's going on. But I like that they trying to give all the people dimension. But NXT honestly, I like NXT. I usually kind of fair with NXT, but it wasn't that good. Like, if you miss NXT, you didn't miss much. It was just like a precursor for the takeover. And we'll get into it later on about my prediction stuff. But I think the Garganos, them winning was fine. But for me, I had kind of like a superstition about if you touch the belt or basically pose with the belt, most likely you're not going to win. That's kind of weird. And I think we might have one of the champions that are kind of having a face-off on Sunday. For me, he might lose his title. So we'll get to it later on. But I think
No, talking right now. This is the NXT session.
I think Santos Escobar might lose his title.
Really? So you think Santos Escobar might be moving to SmackDown or Raw after his loss for the 205 belt?
I think Isaiah Scott Swerve, I think he had a lot of matches and it's been interfered either by Breezango or by the Legado dos Fantasmas. So I think it's time for kind of a new regime or something. So I think they had a promo in between matches and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I think he kind of was like, you only have your title because of your boys, which is kind of true. And the cheating ways, but that's part of the heel part of it. But I feel like we need a kind of a new face for the 205, and I think Isaiah Scott Swerve, he needs this win, and the division could use of a new champion, and maybe he could win it back afterwards. Be a week or transitional champion. But if they do it now, I think tomorrow, Friday, I think either tomorrow or next week they're gonna start doing the superstar shakeup. So I think Santos Escobar could be one of the people that might get a call up. I think might be. Yeah, so next week, I think I could see him moving on to either Raw or SmackDown. Should be interesting.
We're on the first.
Yeah.
The 10th.
So next week, yeah.
Yeah, the 10th, I think it might start, or Raw might get it done earlier, or is it SmackDown?
I think SmackDown goes first, then Raw, then goes
because of Fox.
Yeah.
That contract. Okay, makes sense. I mean, like, honestly, looking at this card personally, things look pretty interesting in my aspect, because first of all, Xia Li, if you're not following her on freaking Instagram, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be kind of disappointed on the stuff that she's been doing from day one. You know what I'm saying? Like all the show that she's been doing, all the stuff, her training, I feel like she got so much publicity, basically. That it is a shame that it's like, I'm happy she's getting TV time, but I'm also kind of sad that she's not getting the proper push. Unless if the turn is heel, like it's been demonstrated for the past few weeks, because I don't think she performed last week, because I think 2 weeks before she had that hissy fit.
She had a little tag team match, and I think it was
like she said, "Don't touch me." I'm like, oh, yeah. All right, girl, you know what you like, right. But so I'm happy that Xia Li is stepping up in a sense, but I wish we have more clarity with her character. Austin Theory, he Jesus Christ, what are they gonna do with Austin Theory? Because in Evolve he was like a god, and now that he's like brought into WWE, he's like nobody.
I think the situation that happened in the beginning of the summer. The rumors and everything about him, that's why he was off TV. I think that kind of like tainted some of his like luster of like him being the guy, especially coming from Evolve. But I think it was a good match. It was an okay match against Adam Cole. I feel like Adam Cole, for me personally, I'm caring less about Adam Cole the more. I don't know. I don't know if he needs a title or something about him for me, I'm like, okay.
You don't care about Ronald? That's Ronald right there, man. Like, Ronald is killing it. Yeah, regardless.
His alter ego and up, down, down. I think it's better than his persona in NXT. I think I feel like he needs like a character revamp or a new scenario. Maybe we'll see him in greener pastures in SmackDown or Raw, and maybe we'll see something different. But I feel like he accomplished everything that he could accomplish in NXT. But I'm already sick of him.
All I gotta say is that he should not getting a belt before Big E. You know what I'm saying? If I see this man get a belt before Big E, all hell will be loose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They'll feel my wrath, because I don't understand what's so hard in pushing Big E. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Big E is definitely ready to be a star. Why don't you just let him shine? That's all I gotta say. But again, Adam Cole definitely have his fan base. He definitely got champion quality. He got charisma as well. I feel like he's probably gonna suit better in. I think in our Super Showdown we have him go to SmackDown with Undisputed Era. So if you go to SmackDown, hallelujah.
True.
That'd be dope. That'd be so super
Imagine
dope.
We probably have to. Well, I'll probably post it on our social media just to kind of not rewatch it, but those could rewatch our episode, but also just to have a preview of what we think if we took over the brands. Maybe they took an idea, or maybe some people that coordinated to go over, which would be interesting.
You did took Keith Lee from me and brought him to Raw. That is something that just like triggered right now in my head. I'm like, oh wait, this guy took Keith Lee is in Raw. Oh snap, this might be crazy. This might be crazy.
But it was just, I don't know, it was like an okay a show, but I feel like I like that they continue the story with Raquel and Rhea Ripley. I think that's gonna continue for a little bit. I think Rhea Ripley's gonna be out of the title contention for a while. I think they're gonna let Io breathe with against other people. We could see, you know, development of other people, but Rhea, it's giving people, you know, Raquel Gonzalez kind of like, we might see them maybe as an opener, maybe for NXT TakeOver. We'll see. But I like that they have kind of a little feud, and that's going to be good for Raquel and Rhea because she's helping people in her division, which she should be doing. But I feel like overall was like a good match, I guess. But I think Undisputed Era, not turning babyface, but I feel like they're turning into good guys. Like, they're going to turn kind of like what Randy Orton is. Randy Orton is not a bad guy or a good guy. He's like in between, and he could like go against anybody, but I feel like in his promo against Finn Balor, I feel like he did a good job. He was funny, and the delivery and stuff that he won against Finn Balor, I think was good, especially going contending against Finn Balor. I think that might be the match of the night, but I don't think he's gonna come out victorious. It's gonna be close, but I don't think he's gonna come out victorious.
All right, so let's jump over to AEW. Yes, AEW. Gave a good show, in my personal opinion. And just hear out the play-by-play, not the play-by-play, but just listen to the recap real quick, right? It started off with Darby versus Stark, Ricky Stark. Darby comes out with the W via pinfall, beautifully. Then Cody Rhodes does his promo. He accepts the challenge of the dog leash match against Brody Lee for the TNT Championship, which it was a decent promo, may I say. FTR also did a following promo after the chaos. There was chaos after Cody promo, but after that chaos, FTR did a good promo talking about Best Friend. It seems that Best Friend might be the competitors for the next pay-per-view that be coming on November 7th, I believe. And Young Bucks came out of nowhere, kicked Tony on the face.
That was hilarious.
And I just laughed. I agree with you. I was like, wow, that's really good. From there, SCU did their smaller promo where they encounter with Sean Spears saying them good luck. And after that, it was FTR versus SCU. I think this was one of my favorite match of the night. Very technical, knee greed, all the good jazz. But FTR, beating the 20-minute timer, was able to retain the belt in the most heelish way you could think of.
It was a good finish because they trying to get a new, like, not reinforce that they're bad guys, but I like that Tully helped out.
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
I got comment on it, but Miro doing the Bachelor promo, which was pretty fun to watch. I think the videography was pretty on point. I think they just went to Dave and Buster just to record it. After that, we had Orange Cassidy versus 10 from Dark Order. Orange Cassidy coming clutch with a pinfall, which I think one of Luisito's prediction might be happening with Orange Cassidy. Who knows? MJF and the Inner Circle promo. MJF just walked into the locker room of the Inner Circle, bringing gift, except for Sammy Guevara. Details in a bit, but it was one of, again, a good one. It was a good one. They kill it. They just kill it. Britt Baker, fully active, coming back to AEW Dynamite for her first match against Royal Velvet. She comes in clutch with the W via pinfall. And then Eddie Kingston does his promo with the ref. The ref told him clearly why he did what he did, which I thought it was fair. He said, like, it's his job to make sure that he protects them from them, which I give him full props for. But then Jon Moxley had to defend his title against the Butcher, which congratulations, Butcher, for getting that type of match. But Moxley comes out with the win via submission. So, Luisito, I would like to start with the Chaos, Cody Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
At first, when he said no, I was like, cool. This man has priority. This man understands the business. But then he comes back into the ring saying there will be no regrets, no remorse. It will not be the same. We will not be leaving the same from the match. He accepts the challenge against Brody Lee. Brody Lee comes in. They two start to scuffle. Everybody from the dark jump in, try to divide each person. They keep going at it. They took it out some to the ring. Brandy Rhodes go to the top buckle, does a somersault. I don't know how they try to sell that. She's so light, and they try to make it feel like it was that impactful.
True.
And then Anna Jay comes in, snatch her hair. Those two go at it. I'm like, okay, cool, more chaos. But this is the one that really messed me up. Nyla Rose grabs somebody and knocked the F out of him. And I was like, dude.
She went crazy. I'm like, yo, like who? First of all, I think they're adding a new a new star, but I was just like, I feel bad. Like now, I feel like from now on, nobody's gonna like stand or sit next to her at all. Like they're gonna be like a big circle. Like
she just like womp womp. I'm like, who is the person she's attacking? And she was all happy about it. I'm like, oh, she just wants some TV time or something, like trying to distract people from what's going on. But we've seen this before. We've seen them in different brands, different business. Are you tired of it? Did you feel like it was necessary to see this type of chaos occurring on AEW Dynamite?
I feel like it's not a necessary evil, but I feel like you needed something like this they also needed to fill time because there wasn't too many matches for AEW overall. There were good matches, but they weren't very technical or thing. So it was just like
that wasn't technical. Most matches was almost 20 minutes long.
Yeah,
each.
But like some of them that are like super, like the FTR and SCU was very technical, like old school rest. Everything was more like spots wise, so it wasn't like a lot of technique into like technical wrestling per se. You know what I'm saying? Like if you had SCU against for example, like SCU against like the Young Bucks. I know they do a lot of spots, but it's choreographed in various spots. But the Orange Cassidy was good. I feel like the chaos situation was just okay. I was hoping that Cody was just drop this and just like done whatever. But I like that he was promoting the show that he's been on. I forgot the name of the show, but he took the moment to promote. So at least he's doing what he's supposed to do, be the face and promoting things. But I think it was okay. I for me, it's like that's the only thing about AEW for yesterday that I didn't care as much. Like the chaos. The chaos stuff. I was like, if you took it out, it wouldn't make a difference of the night. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like I feel like it didn't add or took away. So it's just like it was just there. I'm like, okay, I get the point, and they're trying to hype this up again because Brody Lee has nobody else to feud with. So Cody now
until Orange Cassidy, because this is part of your prediction that Orange Cassidy will be facing each member of Dark Order, and him facing 10. I feel like I was like, ooh, if they could get 5 involved, they could get Dark Uno involved, and Orange Cassidy beat him one by one. While the story between him and Brody Lee, Cody and Brody Lee start to diminish in a way. Oh my God, I'm just really excited to see that man with yes, people, I'm gonna say this, Orange Cassidy with the TNT Championship belt. I think that's going to be a bold prediction in the near future, but it seems like it's in the work, and I think the company's ready to ride with that for sure. Because for sure. You
think Cody's gonna last longer than the 3 minutes he lasted the first time?
Because
Because it's
Who
a dog
knows?
collar match, so I think they're gonna be stuck together. You know what I'm saying? Like how they used to do back in the day. I don't know if they're gonna strap something around their neck, because I know back in the day they had strap match, so they had one of them had to strap something on their hand, the other one had the other end, and like they go at it. So
I mean, JR said this will be his 5th match of like announcing
Mm-hmm.
that has to do with chain or strap.
Yeah.
So I think they might do some tribute to the past in a sense. I just don't know how creative it's going to be this time, because they try to tweak it a way that they be like, no, this is our version of it, even though it was something that we probably saw like in WWF, like, or WCW, like,
True.
10, 15 years ago. What do you think of Isaiah versus Chris Jericho? I think I forgot to mention that match.
I think it was a good match overall, because I like that Jericho built the story. Basically, this was kind of like a build up throughout, from Matt Hardy's attack all the way, for them to be recuperating against the two. And I think they had a tag team match too, but the match was good. I feel like the company itself, they're not giving Isaiah the same treatment as they did at Orange Cassidy, to push him as a single star. But I think him being from a tag team, going facing 1-on-1, I think he did a good job. But I like the ending of it, because you're building now another story with, I think they are called the Chaos Project, with Luther and Serpentico. So I like that he basically built up and hyped the Private Party. So at least when they go into the tag team by themselves, at least they have some Chris Jericho dust, I would say, to like maybe we could see them, contend or something. And now they're trying to build another group, which is a Chaos Project. So I like that. And there's history between Luther and Jericho too. So they might bring old school stuff. I think they train in the same thing, same place in Canada. So I like that
they brought the same cloth. Yep.
So I feel like you got the same training, but have different trajectories to basically superstardom. Because Jericho, they're gonna do 30 years of him in the industry, and Luther, I know he's a veteran, but not too many people know of him, or he's not as mainstream or popular.
Yep.
So it's good to see that.
And also with Luther and
Serpentico,
they also are undefeated in the dark matches. So it's really nice to see that a strong stable like Inner Circle are willing to work with them to see if they could, give them more pop, like they did with, I kind of miss him, Pineapple Pete. Pineapple Pete was fire.
He's done.
No, he's out of AEW, but a lot of people is like, yo, Pineapple Pete, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like they could do the same thing with Luther and his crew. One thing I was kind of like iffy about it was like, why didn't they DQ or ended the match when Luther hit Jericho? You know what I'm saying? I was like, no DQ and match still going. Respect. Keep it going. Boom, boom, boom.
Do you know do you remember who was the referee, or no? Was it Aubrey Edwards or somebody else?
It was Edwards.
If it's Audrey Edwards, she let things slide because he in screen wise they have a little feud and stuff. So she was like, all right, whoever gets a hit on him, I'm not gonna call it, kind of. So
that's funny. I remember it's her because she was really more like, I remember there was this move. Yes, guys, I really fully pay attention to this match for sure. There was the running bulldog that he landed on the second buckle. I was surprised that Jericho was taking those type of bumps.
And the moonsault, though, I was like, he still could flip. Like, I know he could do it, but it's just like
the lion salt. Yep, when he did the lion salt, and then Isaiah, raised his knee, and then he went back and tried to do it himself.
And he also did the moonsault that Jeff Hardy does. Well, he does it too, but like he did it similar to the Jeff Hardy Swanton Bomb.
The Swanton, and he also did Code Breaker too. He did Code Breaker, and her face expression, I just remember it was like, oh, word, 1, 2, and then I feel like she slow counted in a few moments because I feel like it could have been 3, but it was like 1, 2, 2.5, 3. It was one of those things. But I agree with what you said. Jericho does give a little bit of of a push for those who works with him. Like, I'm still a big fan of Orange Cassidy till this day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm still with John Moxley till this day, and those are people who also face Chris Jericho for the championship. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. But I also kind of I like that I like that the company is transitioning from not from older veteran stars, but I like that they're building new stars, which they did a little bit. Pineapple Pete, they give him a little run. Orange Cassidy, he's indie vet, but now he's like known more because of Jericho, and also I like that they are with Will Hobbs next week. He has a good match. He has him against Brian Cage for the title. So which is crazy. Which is I like that they moving people along.
And that match occurred because during the Darby versus Stark match, which was also a nice high maneuver, high risk type of match, we saw Brian Cage coming in on the ringside, and I was like, damn, don't tell me this is how this match is going to end so soon. But when I saw Hobbs come in and he started to go at it, I was like, okay, this Hobbs character definitely showed potential of like really leading the the heavyweight in a sense alongside with Cage, and because they're fighting for the FTW championship, is he going to win the belt?
Who knows? Maybe.
It's a 45-55 towards Brian with the 55% of keeping the belt.
Yeah.
But if Hobbs win that belt, hey, that's the story.
That'd be good, but I would like to see Darby instead. But either Darby with the FTW would be good. But either way, I'm glad that Will Hobbs has an opportunity to get an opportunity for the title or something.
And I think what was in my notes for this? It disappeared. I feel like there was a particular move that occurred in that match that I was like, yo, why is there the one of the segment was like Darby was gonna do like a stunner to Stark, and Stark came out of nowhere with the spear.
Yeah, that was good. I feel like Stark, he is good. He has a good pedigree. He came from NWA. He had the television championship. But I feel like he's not stuck in the middle, but I feel like he is a superstar. He is kind of, but I feel like he's stuck in a place that you're feuding with Darby, which is fine. But how long would that, because it's been going for a while, and you're in a faction or a group with the Machine and Taz, so I feel like you fit in because you're part with them, but it's just like I want to see him on his own, kind of like to see what can you do as an individual, because I feel like they're gonna focus more on Brian Cage than he is. I feel like, honestly, like it's a bad comparison, but I feel like he's the Dolph Ziggler of the group.
Ooh, but Dolph Ziggler have championship.
No, true, so but when he was by himself, when he was given an opportunity, but now that, for example, him being with Bobby Roode or kind of being like the instigator, or kind of like he's technical, but he's also able to do like different programs with other people. But I feel like I want to see what else can you do here in AEW.
I feel like with Dolph Ziggler, we could clearly agree he played different hats for WWE. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And if we're comparing Ricky Stark in the same type of realm as Dolph Ziggler, we're also saying as well, we could see him either being a champion real soon. Doesn't have to be the FTW or the TNT, but we could see him rocking gold in a sense that him being champion is going to be good for the business, as Dolph Ziggler did when he had AJ Lee, Big E Langston, Vicky Guerrero. True. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like great success is definitely coming out of Ricky Stark. Darby, I feel like just because he's one of those crazy maniac, he might get the FTW, but I don't think he's ever going to get like the TNT or the AEW championship.
I feel like his style doesn't translate for longevity.
It doesn't.
I feel he's a little too reckless, which is, if that's your thing, great, but it's just like, if you want to make the big bucks and be consistent on TV, merch and everything, I feel like, not play it safe, but like, don't throw yourself everywhere.
Yep, agreed.
I will say, like, ask Jeff Hardy how that works out, and Matt, you know what I'm saying? Like, it worked for them.
Jeff Hardy? You mean with the ear thing?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's not, yeah.
So like I don't know. I feel like it was a good and same thing. I'm glad we got to see Britt Baker back.
And
It
I
was an
skipped
okay
that match.
but I feel like
I skipped it.
You could tell it's like her first match back, but I'm glad that she's back, and she just needs more reps in the ring and stuff. So I would have preferred her in AEW Dark instead of a match of it here.
Well, they said that she barely showed any ring rust on last night, but I didn't really pay attention to it.
I did. So. I watched the match. I feel like the other girl, her name was Red Velvet. Really, like that's what the names will be coming out.
She been rocking that name for months, like, my guy. Where have you been?
But I'm just saying, but you couldn't pick a better name than Red Velvet.
No, that's her wrestling name from the indies. Like she been rocking it for months, and now you're talking about the name. No.
I just can't. I'm like, yo, like really, Red Velvet. Like we'll see in a
couple. Okay, so you have a problem with Red Velvet. So what about Small Swole? I think
Big Swole?
Little Swole. Little Swole.
We haven't seen her on TV, so she's not that relevant at the moment.
What do you mean? She was part of the freaking tag team women's stuff.
Besides that, what else have you seen her at?
Dark.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like she's the rival of Big Swole. So I feel
because they come from the same cloth. Yeah.
So it's by association. Not she personally didn't pick. Oh, I'm Little Swole. Like no, like it's kind of like part of the group. Like I don't know. Because I know that everybody, there's other wrestlers, I think Velvet Sky and other ones, but it's just like Red Velvet. Like I feel like I don't know. Because
she's sweet, like the dessert, man. Like it's clever. She's an eye candy. We can't take that away from her. Again, she's already rocking the name for months, so it's like there's not much we could do. But hopefully, she doesn't be a jobber for the rest of her career in AEW.
I think she got some potential. But it's just like I feel like they gotta move.
At least you gave her some credit.
I don't know. Out of all the people that I've seen that are like newish or like they use as jobbers out of the female division, I feel like she's one of them that has potential.
Oh, and the girl with the crazy face paint too.
Abaddon. Yeah, that's somebody else too. That like she's somebody to be worried about because I think she could be the next person up.
I would like her and
she needs to
her and Nyla Rose.
Yeah,
I would like to see her and Nyla Rose just go at it in a sense, but in a way that she literally beat her to death and she still like rise up and be like, "You can't kill a zombie." Like it'd be so crazy shit like that. I'll be so psyched to see a match like that. But anywho, we lately talked about it, but SCU in FTR, it was very technical. You cannot been bored watching it or hearing it, and if you had to watch the following day, the recap, the ending to me just left a bad taste in my mouth.
Really?
I understand you explained that it's part of the character and da da da. It's just like if you're a ref and you're in a position to do the count and clearly you were facing towards the rope while you were counting, and you see that the leg is under the rope.
That's a complete count stoppage.
And then the other leg was on the rope. Yeah. It was like, word? This is what we're doing now? We're not going to like notice like you like in. So like, as you can see, I'm a little bit flustered with it because it was like the match could have still gone FTR way, but the ref messed that up. To me, I feel like because everything was fine. I feel like Scorpio Sky giving great performance, doing the combination of different pin rolls after roll was pretty dope.
Were you surprised that it was the two from SU rather than Christopher Daniels and Kazarian?
Of course, I'm happy it was Scorpio Sky and Frank, man. You think if Christopher Daniels was in that match, that would not last more than like 5 minutes top.
There would have been a botch in there. There would have been Botchamania would have had like a couple of
But with Scorpio Sky, he's in a level that he could compete with FTR, and Frank as well. They were able to stay in a pace that you'd be like, all right, these guys are also being technical. It was very entertaining. It was like not like there was not a dull moment that you did not stop listening to it or watching it. It was just like this is definitely a favorable match in my book, and I'm glad that FTR SCU did got the opportunity to try to become the 2-time champion. My question is, what the F is going on with Sean Spear? Why is he not rocking with FTR?
And
you know what I'm saying? Did he got this owned by Telly? Did Telly be like, you're not my favorite son anymore?
I think
like, you gave him the glove, be like, yo, you are a man of power. You're about to do a great thing. Gave him a hell of promo like back in May or June. And now we're about to be in October, pumpkin spice season, and you left the boy alone? What the F is going on?
I don't know. And I think that there might be something going on later on, him and Scorpio Sky, because he was like, he kind of said some comments before SCU went to the ring. So I don't know if you wanted to get into them mentally.
Best luck. Like, he said good luck.
Yeah. That's so I was just like, You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I would like to see him against Scorpio Sky. That'd be a good match.
Oh, definitely.
And at least that moves him over from dark onto the regular, because we haven't, like, he doesn't frequent regular, like, Dynamite that often. He's more of a AEW Dark, like, not a enhancement person, but he faces people to development. But it's just like, he needs to be on the main show. If not, it's just wasted contract, which is whatever. You know, you're part of the boys, whatever. But it's just, I don't know. And I feel like,
is he part of the boys?
And also they change. I forgot what hand sign Tully does, but normally the 4 horsemen, he goes like that. I have to go back and watch it, but which is kind of weird. So are you doing 3 or 5? You know what I'm saying? So it's just,
they're doing 3 right now.
So I don't know who's gonna be the 4th one, or
Tully was doing like a shaka at first. I was like, really, brother? But you know but the rest they doing like the 3 in a sense. And I was like, all right, cool, I get it. It's the 3 of y'all doing your thing. And Tully is not a bad thing for FTR. I just don't understand what is the relationship now between him and Sean Spear. That it needs closure. That needs some explanation for us, because if we don't get that answer soon, I feel like it was just a waste of a hype. You know what I'm saying? It was just like you smoked that one weed and you was like, ooh, it feels so good. But then you go back at it again and be like, you did something different to it. That's what's going on between Sean Spear and Telly. And I don't like that. I would like for Sean Spear to be part of that stable for sure, because I think they could definitely, all of them could work well together as a unit.
And also, what was your thought? I know we didn't get too much into it, but what are your thoughts on the main event?
Well, before the main event, let's just talk real quick about MJF and Chris Jericho.
That was priceless.
Yeah, that is a dynamic duo. That is like, the question is, do you want to be part of the inner circle? No, the question is,
to be in the inner circle?
Do you want me to be in the inner circle? It's like, dude, you guys are freaking genius when it comes to promos, because ain't no way in hell people from WWE will be like, yeah, why don't we just flip the question on a question? No, they went at it, deliver it well. I love the Sammy Guevara being like that one element, be like, oh my God, are you sure we didn't like? I was like, dude,
I'm like, is Warlow? I was like, is Warlow messing with MJF, or did they do? You know what I'm saying? Like, because Warlow, remember, I think a month ago, he
stepped up.
He was like, so are you gonna do something or not? Nah, all right. But Warlow kind of like restrained himself, so I feel like Warlow is kind of like messing with him little by little just to like get to him. But and also the face-off between the 2 big guys, Warlow and Jack Hager, that's
you know he was still under MJF's pocket. As soon as he stepped in, I'm like, yep, I could see this match happening. It could be a decent one, better than the Jon Moxley versus Hager match and the other Hager match.
You know what?
This might be more evenly.
They should do them 2, because Jack Hager's Y2J's like big guy, and Moxley does his. So they should face him off against each other, and whoever wins has to like accept the question, like, am I joining or you want me? Because
I feel like it should be more about like who's the loser, because like when Sammy Guevara ended it, his part would be like, what a loser, and Chris was like, whoa, the boy's interested.
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
True.
I could see something happening out of this. So, I would like to see Hager and Warlord dispute to know who's the loser between MJF.
Either that or like just I don't know they don't have enough people, and I know this like a crazy thing, but how about MJF does like not a inner circle copy, but like an outer circle, just to mess with Chris Jericho, and he has his own 5. I don't know who's gonna be in it. I could see Ricky Starks with him, so Ricky Stark could be his Sammy Guevara.
As stable with MJF.
Why not? They both very, you know what I'm saying? Because you have the Sex Gods, you have Sammy and Y2J, and you could have Ricky Starks and MJF. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a different. But I feel like just to, I don't know, to spice things up. I know it'd be too many people in factions. It'd be faction wars once again. But that wouldn't be interesting if they don't accept the invitation. MJF, there's like, nah, I make my own circle, whatever, and he gets his own team of 5. That should be interesting just to see them two, then disband everybody. But I like the inner circle stuff, but I feel like they need to do something again, how kind of what they did with the elite and stuff, will kind of do some faction wars just to keep the product moving, everybody back in action amongst everybody.
Oh yeah, keeping everybody satisfied, keeping everybody focused, and also most importantly, the demographic. You know what I'm saying? I feel like think about it. This promo happened after, like maybe a few minutes after the Chris Jericho match against Isaiah, and it was a well delivered. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is why we're talking about it more detailed and more like enjoying the whole idea of it compared to other events that occur. Because again, like Miro brought in homeboy Ricky, what's his name?
Kip Sabian?
No. His name was like Rick Smallman, something like that. And I was like, yo, they're about to do something wild with this promo. But it was not, I guess for most people, it didn't leave a great test. Tasting them out.
So the guy that was with him,
Billy
Mitchell.
Goddamn, I call him Ricky Small.
Yeah.
Billy Mitchell, that dude, his entrance, everything, I was like, oh my gosh, only if they had enough money to get Keanu Reeves on this, it would have been so hilarious. But it is, but it was a decent promo. But let's talk about Eddie Kingston, right? And I know you asked me a question about the main event match, but I got a question really important to ask you real quick. What the F is going on for next week? Last week, they announced is a triple threat match. Kingston, Archer, Moxley. Now it's Archer versus Moxley.
COVID. That's the answer. That's what happened. 2 weeks.
But why is Kingston not part of the triple threat if you announce it's a triple threat?
Well, the first one was do you mean the tag team before?
No. I'm not talking about tag team. I'm talking about for the AEW Heavyweight Championship, right? The first time they announced it was going to be Archer versus Moxley because he won the Royale, right? And All Out.
True.
Then because Eddie made a good point, he was never eliminated during the Royale. It was going to be a triple threat match, even though he did have his AEW Championship match against Moxley and lost. You know what I'm saying? Because he couldn't respond. Still, they announced triple threat. Now they're saying it's a regular one-on-one match, and I'm like,
I guess they're taking all cars subject to change. So
I was kind of excited for the triple threat match. I was really excited for it.
Well, they are trying to go back to the plans. Because basically, if you think about it, the plans were supposed to be tag team 3-on-3, supposed to be Will Hobbs, Moxley, and Darby against Lance Archer, Ricky Starks, and Brian Cage at the moment.
Agreed.
So then, because Lance Archer was in contact with somebody, so he had to quarantine for 2 weeks. So basically, from there until this week, next week is going to be the 2 weeks fulfilled for the quarantine stuff. So they've had to like repackage the whole program, how they're, so then you threw in Eddie Kingston last week. He lost. So then Eddie Kingston was like, all right, I talked to management, and I like that he took a dig on about the Elite, because he called, you call your boy TK, Tony Khan.
Yeah.
So I like that little dig. So and he was like, he's like, all right, Moxley, you're gonna face somebody of my choosing. I wasn't that mad of who he picked, but I wish he would have picked somebody else. Or I wish it would have been 2 against 1 or something. But I think the Butcher did a good job against Moxley. But I think they're just trying to like recover basically the plans that they had to do, scrap because of COVID, and now they kind of like going back to what it is. And I think next week is the 1 year thing, right? I think next week is the 1 year at October 2nd.
No, tomorrow is the 2nd.
No, but I'm saying next week. Yeah, next
week will be the 7th. I thought it's the 15th. The 15th is the 1 year celebration.
Okay. Because I thought, so next week is the Chris Jericho stuff. So they're trying to make something big for it, but I'm not bad about
it. Should stay as a triple threat. At the end of the day, I feel like you are missing a good opportunity to put Moxley more in a big situation of losing the belt than him just being just like whatever. Now, maybe I read it wrong. Maybe it's going to be 1-on-1 next week against Moxley, and then for the 1 year, it could be the triple threat match. Maybe. But if it turns out that, this is one and done, I'll be upset. I really want to see how well Kingston could work with Archer. I don't think that ever happened before in Dark, and if it did, please send me the link below so I could watch that match on Dark or AEW Dynamite. But like, to my knowledge, it would be such an interesting element, because we got to remember one thing, right? Moxley got messed up in I think it's his left knee. I think it was the left knee that the Butcher was really working on it. And I was like, ooh, next week during his championship match, he's definitely looking like he's going to lose the belt. Like, if this is not a big, like, here's a plate of you losing, I don't know what is. And
I feel like, I don't know, I want to see something different. For me, it's just like, I like Moxley and everything, but I just like, he did a good title reign. And I feel like I want to see more of him performance-wise, or I want a change in scenery. I don't know if it's the moment yet, or the 1 year situation, or maybe at a pay-per-view or something, but now a lot of people that are tag teams are separating, and the whole AEW basically like dilemma and everything, it's like shifting around, the world of AEW shifting around, that we're going to see either new stars pop up, like Will Hobbs and stuff, or we might see, for example, like Kenny Omega is going to be available pretty soon. I think they're doing a tournament for the number one contender. So we might see more people that are normally tag teams as single stars.
And I believe Jungle Boy, Kenny, and Ray Phoenix each are taking a spot for this 8-man tournament. Winner will be number one contendership for the AEW Heavyweight Championship, which I believe Hangman, who was also doing commentary during the Orange Cassidy versus 10 match, definitely was upset about it, and I think he's going to be part of it too. I don't want him and Kenny to be the first round match. I would like them to be either the semi match before the finals, because I don't want them to be in the final. That would be too obvious. I would like for them to be like midway of it, so to see how it goes.
Do you like to see this full circle? Maybe we could see the first number one contender for the AEW Championship once again, a year later, contending for the AEW Championship again. I mean, Hangman Page. Or you want to see something different? You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't mind seeing like a full 360 of like a whole year of him, the evolution of Hangman losing from AEW, gaining the tag team, and going back at it. He could lose it again and go do something else, but I think I wouldn't mind seeing Hangman Page against Moxley. That's something different.
I would like the proper ace take his spot in AEW.
Okay.
And that person is Kenny Omega.
Yeah, we know that match, they have perfect rapport against each other and they could make it work. But I feel like I don't know, just be something extra. Either that or I don't know. We'll see. Because I feel like at the moment it's not a stalemate or like AEW is not stale, but I feel like they gotta keep working on programs and building people. Because I feel like they're redoing everything over and over again. So they need to also take consideration of it's an episodic show. So do you have to think not weeks ahead, but just have like contingency plans just in case something happens, especially what's going on health wise. So, which they did a good job the past 2 weeks, but it's just like you need to start building for future pay-per-views, which is in a couple of months, and building new star at the same time rather than just recycling your main stars over again.
Agreed. So, so guys, leave your comment below. Let us know what you thought. We'll share your favorite moments as well from the full show as well. Leave your comments as well below and tell us what was your favorite match and what was your worst favorite match. Remember, we're the Providence Lucha Talk. If you found us accidentally, we want to say, hey, thank you, and also follow us. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to our YouTube page. Follow us on the Instagram, this Twitter, as well as the Facebook page. We'll definitely continue to do this for you guys. For those who like the audio content, it's found on both Apple Podcasts as well in Spotify. So with that being said, I am your boy, Jay Aguila.
This Luisito.
And we said buenas noches.
See ya. Good night.
Peace.